Okay, so this episode we have with me a guest, Miss Christina Ivette.
Yeah.
So y'all have to tune in. So yes, because she is dropping gems, y'all. So hey, watch the entire video. Watch pieces of the video. Just watch. Well, guess what? It's another episode of the Pink Leaf Podcast, and today I have my great, phenomenal bestie in my head guest, because she is such a, inspiration. I watch her on Instagram all the time, just doing so much. Like, welcome to my story, and you get an entire day of what this lady does, and believe me, you want to tap in to see what she's doing, because I'm gonna let her introduce herself to you all, because I can go on and on about this lady right here. So Christina, please introduce yourself to the audience today.
My name is Christina Ivette. I'm a passive income strategist. I am based out of Miami, Florida. I am a retired nurse at 31 years old, and I'm a serial entrepreneur. So I am so happy to be on this podcast today. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Welcome. You're so welcome, lady. It's a pleasure to have you here, and I'm just so grateful, that she accepted the invitation. And she got flew out, from Miami to the A, and she's on here gracing the Pink Leaf Podcast, so that's like a blessing, and I think, I don't take it for granted. I really appreciate it.
Yes, I love the A. It's so beautiful out here. Downtown, Midtown.
Yes, and this fabulous, the W Hotel, we ain't even sponsored, but it is nice. So
yes.
So we're just grateful today. And so I want to just get into this because, as she stated, Christina, 31 years old, registered nurse, and retired. That's a career that many seek after, and feel that that's going to be that financial stability for themselves and their family, Christina. So let me ask you, what made you retire from being a registered nurse?
Okay, so nursing is a phenomenal career, and I loved it, but I have to be honest with you and the audience, it's a hard career. So being at the bedside, working in the hospital, working in this corporate world is very, very exhausting, and especially the hours. We work 12 hours. I don't know any other professions that work 12 hours. Usually you in and out in 8 hours, but with nursing, you clock in at 7 o'clock in the morning and you clock out sometimes 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. So you're doing almost 13 hours away from your family, away from your friends, away from your livelihood. So early on in my career, I knew that I didn't want to be in this career for a long time. Even though I loved it, and even though nursing was my calling, and it was something that I really, really, really wanted to do from high school, I knew that working harder and not smarter was not for me. So even early in my career, when I was a new nurse, I was doing overtime like crazy. I was underpaid too. So I was only making $21 an hour, working 5 days a week.
Wow.
And it was exhausting being, 22 years old as a fresh nurse. So I knew, okay, there's something that I have to do in order to be able to get out of this career early. And so that was always my game plan. From the first year of my career, I knew, okay, I'm probably gonna be in here 10 years max. And I ended up being in my career for 8 years, and because of all of my investments and my different streams of income, I was able to retire from nursing, at a young age, because some of my coworkers, they were still in their 50s and 60s. And I looked at that, and I'm always analyzing. So I'm like, okay, I need to make sure that I need to do what I have to do in order for that not to be me. For me not to have to be forced to work at the bedside, exhausted, taking care of 7 patients when I'm 68 years old.
Okay, so with you saying all of that, I gotta ask you, did you see others, doing entrepreneurship? What gave you that mindset to know, okay, 10 years in, such a phenomenal career field, and I'm out? What gave you that to know that, that needed to be your goal and not something that you became complacent in? and just, you know, stayed with until you was 50-something years old?
Right, that's a good question. So me personally, I feel like I've always had the entrepreneur spirit because my first job was at McDonald's. And I was 14 years old, and McDonald's don't even hire you at 14. So I had to forge a little bit of paperwork in order.
You was ready to get the money.
Yes, exactly. I was motivated, and I'm gonna be honest because I just want people to know my story. So my family, we were homeless. We were homeless, and we were living in an abandoned building. Honestly, like we were. And at the time, to be honest with you, I didn't even know this stuff, but like reflecting back, we were squatters.
Wow.
Exactly.
Like, we were squatters before squatters, we knew us squatters.
Exactly. So like now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, okay, we lived in abandoned houses with no utilities. Like, what's up with that? And now I know as an adult, oh, we were squatting back then. And that's something that we had to do, honestly, until my mom was able to get Section 8. So I say that to say that I was motivated, highly motivated to get a job as soon as possible. I was 14 years old. I forged my documents so that I could start working at McDonald's. While I was working at McDonald's, all the things that was going through my mind was, how can I own this McDonald's? How can I franchise this McDonald's?
Yeah.
How can I be that guy? Because I used to see like the CEO of the franchise, whoever was like doing all the operations, they would come in and check on the franchise. They had multiple. Like they had, I think, about 10 different locations in Miami. And so I trained at one location, worked at another, and I'm seeing the operation, and I'm like, how can I do this? And I would honestly talk to the big dogs. And I'm like, okay, what do I need to do in order to franchise? I need $500,000, okay. And I'm just thinking and talking, and as a 14-year-old talking to like a 40-something-year-old, like really about to make a deal go down.
You just always had that determination from your childhood, seeing that, and like, I don't want to ever have to live how I lived when I was a child.
Exactly.
So that really just brought up that entrepreneur spirit. So did your mom or your dad ever, get into entrepreneurship?
Yes.
Okay.
So my parents, they were entrepreneurs. Like my mom, she was like, always doing, different little projects and like different little, contracting things. My father, he was a general contractor.
Oh.
So I think that's where we got access to all these abandoned homes too.
Oh, wow.
Because he was supposed to be like fixing them up, but we was like living in them too.
Oh, wow.
So that actually what fueled me into my love for real estate. Seeing my father being in real estate, doing construction, having a big team. He had like big teams, a lot of projects. Like he would take us to like 10, 15 different houses at a time.
Wow.
So, just seeing all of that, I'm like, I fell in love with it, honestly. I fell in love with real estate, and I fell in love with the whole process.
Okay, so I love that you say that because I saw you posted, the lady posted a big deal. I think they paid $218K for it.
Yes.
It cost what, $100K? Correct me if I'm wrong, to fix it up, and now it's what, profit of $500-some-K?
Yeah. So right. So this is a duplex that we have in Miami that we just finished up, and we turned it into an Airbnb. And the thing that I love about this duplex is that it's our first steel frame duplex. A lot of people don't know about steel frame. They so used to, construction, concrete. They so used to concrete block, bricks and wood. So a lot of people don't know that you can build a house out of steel. Yes, wow. Exactly. So we are in a partnership with this warehouse or this steel company in Miami, and they build the entire house, the entire duplex, wow, in the warehouse, and they bring it to the site, and they, like Legos, they put the pieces together. They put like one half, it's like in 4 different pieces, so they just connect the bottom half, then connect the top, and then do, the roofing and everything, but the slab has to be, already in place. Okay. Yes. So we paid for this particular land, it was 5,000 square feet, and we paid $50,000 for it. And then we got it constructed. This whole duplex is $218,000 for everything.
Wow.
Yes. And so right now, if we were to sell it right now, we could sell it for like $600,000 if we wanted to, but we're holding it because we're trying to build generational wealth. We got 3 kids. So we're holding
$600K now, not to stop you. Imagine years from now.
Exactly, right, with that appreciation and everything. So what we did, since it's a duplex, is upstairs and downstairs, we just turned it into an Airbnb. And so, you know, we have people there, both of them are 2 bedrooms, 2 twos. So, you know, we have them listed for anywhere between $150 to $200 a night, because we have, like, you know, the smart pricing and stuff. And, you know, we're pretty much booked out. Like, you know, a lot of people come to Miami to vacation and stuff. So.
Yes, because I'm coming to Miami.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that was just a pillow. We're going to ignore that. Moving on to one of her next business ventures that I learned of her, you know what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
The slingshot.
Yes.
So, I mean, because I want a slingshot. You know, I want one to ride in. I want one to do what Christina does, and that's to rent them out and make the bucks, baby.
Right.
So let's get into that. So what made you get into slingshot?
Honestly, so it was all my husband's doing, honestly. But, you know, I'm the brains behind the operation.
Right.
I just gotta keep it real.
Strong lady behind them.
Yeah. So I didn't know nothing about slingshots. And my husband, he's like, babe, there's some 3-wheel vehicles. And I'm like, 3-wheel vehicles? What is it? And then he showed me a picture of it. I said, damn, that looks like a Batmobile. That's the first thing that I said. Wow. And he was like, yeah. He said, my friend just got one or whatever, and he started renting it out. And I said, okay, well, I think we need to get one. And so we went straight to the dealership. And at that time, it was 2020. You know, the pandemic had just started. And so we had a photo booth business prior to that. And so what we did was, yes, we had a photo booth business that my husband had been operating for 5 years. And because of the pandemic, it really switched us into the Slingshot company, because there was no weddings going on, there was no events or anything. Everything was shut down. This was like in the height of the shutdown. So because our business basically was affected so much by the pandemic, we just had to pivot. And so we went straight to the dealership. We said, okay, we want a slingshot. And they said, okay, you know what we could do? We could actually, we told them, we said, we want multiple. We're gonna actually start a company renting these out. And they said, okay, well, we can get you 2 off the lot right now. I said, what? So that's exactly what they did. We put $1,500 down. We financed. We put $1,500 down on both of them, and it was financed by 2 different banks. And that was it. We left the lot with 2 slingshots, and then the following month we got another slingshot, and the following month we got another slingshot. So to date we have 5 slingshots, and we rent them out on South Beach, where all the tourists are. Like, that is the place to be.
Wow.
Yes.
So, okay, you all, I mean, just to go to pivot like you all did is amazing, and congrats.
Thank you.
You know, some people
so
look at a situation and get down, but you all was like, let's get up.
Yes.
Let's go get some slingshots.
Yes.
I love that.
Exactly.
And so, I mean, just and doing that shows, you know, the tenacity that you and your husband have to keep going in the midst of, you know, what was happening with the pandemic and things, and not let it affect you so much, you know. Affect the business, the photo business, but hey, now you rolling in
with a brand new business.
Yes, so I love it, because I'm gonna give me a slingshot one day.
Yes, you have to. Honestly, it's so fun to drive though. It's so fun to drive, but even like the people who rent them out, like they be blasting music, no roof, no doors, no problem.
Yes.
Like, they are having fun out here in the streets.
When she say blasting music, it took me back to a vision when I was in Kroger parking lot, and I think this lady, she was blasting some oldie song, and her slingshot had the top left. I'm like, You know what? She's a vibe.
Right, exactly, right. Living her best life.
Yes.
Best
That's
life.
what it's about.
Yes.
And so with that being said, I mean, you all have, they have 8 streams of income.
Yes,
so
we do.
what's another one that we can elaborate on more? I know you all are into, I don't want to say crypto, but it's
we're into
crypto.
we're into investment big time. So one of our streams is Forex. It's the foreign exchange market. And I used to trade Forex while I was still a nurse. And so it was a little complicated because I would get into a trade early in the morning, like 6 a.m. and then got to clock in at 7 o'clock and, you know, wasn't able to manage my trade. I would be like glued to my phone, like, am I winning this trade? Am I losing this trade? What's going on with this currency?
Take my money and go?
Yeah, exactly. Because you know how the charts are. They're like up and down, up and down. So those currency pairs, those currencies, they fluctuate like crazy every 3 seconds. So I couldn't do both. Honestly, I realized I couldn't do both because my work, you know, in the hospital was just so demanding. So I found a way to do it 100% passively by leveraging someone else. Like, you know how
they can watch it for you.
Exactly. Like, let's just be real. Like, other people are experts in this, so why not leverage an expert, right? So my trader, he is based out of Virginia, and he's been doing this for 15 years.
Wow.
Yes, he's been doing this for 15 years, and he's, you know, really, he's highly skilled. So he does all of the trading for me. So it's called a PAM account. In the Forex world, it's called a PAM account, where you just open up a brokerage account and you link it to the master account. And then he trades the master account. So my account is copying everything that the master account is doing.
Oh.
And all I have to do is just give him 10% of my profit, which I do not freaking mind because it's stressful. It's stressful trading, honestly. It's stressful trading. It's stressful managing the trade, knowing when to get in, knowing when to get out. And so I'd rather someone make me double-digit returns. I'm talking like 20, 30, 40% returns on a monthly basis, and me only have to give them 10% of my profit. I am totally okay with that. So that's one of our streams of income.
Okay, so I loved it because she just broke it down more basics for me, because I always wanted, like, I be having people crypto, and so, and with me, thank you for that, Christina.
Yes.
Because with me doing stock last year, you know what I was doing, I lost $1,000. You know, it's not a lot to a lot of people, but hey, I want my $1,000 back.
Right, absolutely. No, yeah, you don't want to give it to the market. Like, you want to be able to be profitable in these financial markets.
And yes, and so when you just broke that down, say for instance, instead of me, you say 10%. So if he had pulled out, if I was using this guy and I put up 1,000, and you know he could have got $100, but then I not lose the entire 1,000, which makes more sense to still profit 700 or whatever, you know, instead of just taking that big loss like this. So I'm
Exactly. Yes, exactly, and that makes more sense, honestly.
Right.
It really does. So that's one of them. The other one is crypto, right? So we have a bot that we use as an AI system, artificial intelligence, which is that is the direction that the world is going in, people. So if you are not tapped into AI, you really need to be tapped into AI. So we have one, it's called Carbon AI, and it trades up to like 50, 60 different tokens for us, different crypto coins. So it does the Bitcoin, it does the Ethereum, it does Mana, Maddox, all of those major crypto coins. The AI system trades it for us. So it opens the trade, it manages the trade, and it closes the trade for you. And the thing that I love is that it has a 100% win rate. So it's been around for about 3 years, and it has never lost a trade. The system has taken over 30,000 trades, and it has never lost a trade. And I've been doing this for a couple months now. I would say like maybe 9 months now, and I have never lost a trade, like my specific account. So that's one of our streams when it comes to crypto. And then we do staking. So staking is when you own crypto and you want to make a return on it, right? So basically it's kind of like a CD account. You know how you put your money in a CD account for like 6 months, and then they promise you like like 1%. It's just like that. But with crypto, since it's so new, they're giving you astronomical yearly returns.
Oh, wow.
So the APY is like anywhere between like 300 to like 450% a year. So that means that you can make like over 1% a day, right? So all you have to do is just press a button that says that you want them to hold this crypto, right? Because they need it for liquidity. So they need to be able to borrow your crypto just in case somebody's trading, or just in case somebody wants to buy or sell or anything like that. They need to be able to borrow your crypto in order to have that liquidity, in order to cover all of those transactions. And in return, they're going to give you 1% in 24 hours.
So if you do that daily,
Years
on.
Yes. All you have to do is press a button.
Wow.
That's it.
So okay, I know you mentioned a guy that you all use. So does he have like a platform or something that people can sign up, or do you have like any type of means to get the people connected to this?
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah. Well, you know what? If you go to my website, ChristinaIvette.com, and Yvette is IVETTE. If you go to my website, then you'll be able to see the links. So if you're interested in crypto, you just press the crypto link. If you're interested in Forex, you just press the Forex link. And that's pretty much like the best way in order to get the information.
Well, thank you, Miss Christina.
You're
okay,
welcome.
So let's go to the next one.
Yes. So the next one is stocks.
Okay.
Right, and I know that you're familiar with stocks. I'm not sure what
Not
you
so
was
so.
Right? I'm not sure what you was dabbling in, but we primarily do index funds.
Okay.
So index funds is, it's a section of the stock market. The stock market is so big, right? You could just, buy and hold stocks. You could do options. You could do day trading, or you could do what I'm doing.
Long-term investment.
Yeah, which is index funds, which is 100% passive. And the thing that I love about this is that it uses compound interest as a tool, right? So but the most important thing about these index funds is your asset allocation. So let me break it down. An index fund, it follows a certain indice. So you have different indices like the NASDAQ, like the Dow Jones, and the one that's my absolute favorite is the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is, it tracks the top 500 companies in the US. Okay, so that right there just automatically puts you in a point where you're diversified. Because let's say that, for example, Toys R Us, they went out of business, right? Mm-hmm. Now let's say that we were gonna put our money in the Toys R Us stock, and then boom, 2 years later, they go bankrupt, out of business. We just lost our entire net worth. So the best practice is to be diversified and to have all your money in small little buckets. So if you have your money in an S&P 500 index, that means that you have a fraction of a percentage or a share in the top 500 companies in this nation, right? So that's Amazon, that's Facebook, that's Apple, that's all the big dogs.
Instead of putting your eggs in one basket, you put them in multiple baskets.
Exactly.
And I saw that, but I didn't invest in it.
Yes. And so that, that just basically puts you in a better position. Right. And so last year for 2021, the S&P 500 did about 25%. So just imagine making 25% return for the year, when typically the stock market gives you anywhere between 8 to 10%. Right. So that's just astronomical. And the thing that I love is that there's nothing that you have to do, right? Once you put your money into this index fund, that's it. There's no management, there's no maintenance or anything. You don't have to be giving 1% away to a financial advisor, because you could do it yourself. Mm-hmm. The other thing that I love is that we specifically use Fidelity. Have you heard of Fidelity?
Fidelity Bank?
Yeah, okay. Fidelity.
So do you
investments and stuff. Yeah, so we
Okay.
yes, so we buy our index funds specifically through Fidelity because as of 2018, they are the only brokerage that I know of that allows you to grow your money for free. So you have other brokerages, right? You have TD Ameritrade, you have Charles Schwab, all those other brokerages, but they have expense ratios, and the expense ratios are probably like 0.3%, but Fidelity is 0%. So that means they are charging you $0 annually in order to grow your money.
Oh, so your money growing for 0%.
Yeah, exactly.
Fidelity, thank you.
Exactly. Thank you, Fidelity, because we want to grow our money for free. We want all the coins. We don't want to give it away.
Right. So, okay, because I'm new to, so y'all, I'm going to ask the question, and as they say, it's no dumb question.
Oh,
when you
of course
ask the
not.
question.
Of course not.
Okay, so say for instance, if I was to go on Robinhood and do it, or should I go into my bank Fidelity and do it? Which is better? You said Fidelity, right?
I think so, yes. So going straight to the brokerage. So I'm not really familiar with Robinhood that much, but I know that you could buy stocks there. I don't know if you could buy index funds on Robinhood.
I've seen them on there.
You have. So I personally would go, well, you know what? You just have to do your research.
Right.
But even if they have index funds, I bet you 99% that they are not free. So you're not going to be able to grow your money for free. They're going to charge you, a percentage, right? So I would just highly recommend going to the places where you can make the most money. So that's why I tell everybody, I'm bullish on Fidelity just because I've done a lot of research and I've been with them for years, and I just, I love the products that they have because they don't only just have one index fund that's for free, they have multiple index funds that's for free. Another one is the international index fund. So like,
I'm glad we have this conversation because I'm not even with Fidelity. I'm with two banks, but Fidelity ain't one. But hey, third one.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
So another thing I wanted to tell you was asset allocation, right? So you know how you know how you just said multiple buckets, right? Having everything in different buckets. That's the same thing with the index fund. There's multiple different index funds, so you can't just have all your money in one index fund.
Oh, wow.
So you have one index fund which tracks the S&P 500, but then you have another index fund that is an international index fund. So you don't want to have all of your money just in the US, right? You see how we just had this war, right? So let's say the war was here in the US, then your entire net worth is gone, right? Because the war, everything depreciated and you wiped out. So you want to be diversified in a sense that you are investing domestically here in the US, but also internationally in other countries. Like, let's say, like Samsung, right? Samsung is an international company that they're in Japan. What about Mercedes? Mercedes-Benz, they are in Germany, right? So Germany doing big things, China doing big things, right?
So invest in foreign companies.
Yes. Okay. So you invest in indexes that invest in foreign companies, like Alibaba, AliExpress.
Wow.
All of those companies are not here. And those are, like, AliExpress is $1 billion company.
Mm-hmm.
It's equivalent to Amazon. So if you're thinking Amazon is a good investment, so is AliExpress. But AliExpress is not here, so you diversify because you got investments over there in China, but you also have investments over here in the US. So that protects you.
Gems.
Yeah.
I hope y'all taking notes because she is dropping gems. Like I'm really like stepping my crypto mental up today.
You have to. Honestly, there's just so much. There's so many different investments, so many different opportunities, and all I want to tell you guys is to just do your research, because you'll be able to find whatever best fits you. And then another one is REITs. So REITs is a real estate investment trust, right? So these REITs, they own like commercial properties, right? So they own like public storage, they own like malls, like let's say Cumberland Mall or Lenox Mall, or even hotels like the one that we're in right now. So the thing with REITs is that they have to give away, you know, majority of their money through dividends to their shareholders. So we get a bigger return, but everyone looks at REITs as risky because it's dealing with real estate. So they look at real estate like, okay, real estate is risky compared to stocks. But I don't think that it's risky too. Yeah, I don't think it's risky too, but that's how they look at it, or that's how they portray it to be, right? So with REITs you get higher returns and it's 100% passive. So just think about yourself being a real estate investor through REITs, but not having to, you know, knock on somebody's door to collect your rent, or, you know, not having to like flip a house and you have to like, you know, get a hammer and start, you know, slamming walls down and all this stuff. So think about it that way. You are a real estate investor when you are investing passively through REITs.
Wow.
Yes.
So you don't even have to go buy the properties. You can just invest in REITs and
Yes.
still be a real estate investor.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Y'all better hit up Christina
Yeah.
for these gems and, you know, invest in this knowledge, because I mean, she's given me so much in this small amount of time that I can only imagine once you invest in her services what she can provide for you. And so with that being said, Christina, what else do we need to know, or can we just go into the next? Because I don't want to not touch on something that I haven't taught on, being that some of these things are foreign to me. So I want her to make sure she give y'all whatever she needs to y'all.
Yeah. Well, so did you want me to go further into my other streams of income, or do you want me to?
We can go into. I want you to highlight what it is that you want the people to know you for and hit you up for, so that you can provide that service to them. And it seems like you, but we can also discuss those other streams of income. You can name them, so we can discuss.
Oh yeah. So other streams of income that I have that you guys might want to implement are like affiliate marketing.
Oh, wow.
So I know you know about affiliate marketing,
Yes.
where you ask somebody, you know, for their affiliate links and stuff
Yes.
like that. So like with affiliate marketing, I make like over like 10K a month just off of affiliate marketing. Yes, and I'm affiliates for different companies and stuff like that. Like I have, like for example, one company is Samcart. Like I use them for my digital e-com. That's my digital income platform. And so other people are asking me, hey, I want to do an ebook and all this stuff. I said, okay, well, how's your ebook on Samcart? But use my affiliate link. And because they pay monthly, they pay $40 a month, and Samcart gives 50% commission. I make $20 a month off of each person that I refer. So
I mean,
yeah,
I'm just like, y'all don't understand how I feel about all this stuff that she's saying. Because the thing is, Christine has a goal to make 6 figures a month. And she is close, and she is doing what it takes to get her there with, 10K a month for doing nothing.
Yes.
If you all are listening, affiliate marketing, you don't have to do anything but refer.
and it's easy. And the people, they already need the product. They need it, want it.
Right, so it's something that somebody asks her, and she's like, oh, here,
You're right.
there you go.
Exactly. So that's one of my streams of income. And then the last one that I'll leave you with is like digital products. Like digital products are just so big, and this educational space is just, it's not in the universities or the colleges. It's not there anymore. So it is there, but it's not only there anymore.
Right.
You know, back in the days, we used to feel like, oh, okay, if I wanted to learn about entrepreneurship, I got to go take Entrepreneur 101 at my local college. It's not like that anymore. You're learning from your local entrepreneur, or from, you know, just someone who's out there doing it, right? So like me, I have a Slingshot business, and so I teach other people how to start a Slingshot business, right? If you want to make 6 figures with a Slingshot business, or with Slingshots, you only need 2 Slingshots in order to make 6 figures a year off of Slingshots. And so that's why I have a ebook where you can learn that stuff, and it was super simple to make, right? I just went on Google Docs and I started typing away everything, all the systems and processes that I have in my business, what I needed to do to get from point A to point B. I put it all in this one document, packaged it up, put a beautiful bow on it, and uploaded it. Yeah, uploaded it to this digital platform, got the link, put the link in my bio, right?
Wow.
Or put the link wherever, right? Just sharing the link with different people. So you could do the same thing. Anybody could do this. Whatever your expertise is, whatever whatever your passion is, right? If you want to teach people, I don't know, let's say how to make music or something, right? If you want to teach them like how to write, let's say how to write a poem. There's people out there that are creatives that want to learn this stuff, and they want to learn it from someone who's experienced, someone who's been doing it, or someone who's actively doing it. Because sometimes when we go to these colleges, a lot of these professors are retired. They haven't ran a business in like 10, 15 years, or maybe they're just reading from a book and regurgitating information, but they're not even business owners. So that's why this digital space and this education space is becoming like a billion-dollar industry, just learning, like peer-to-peer learning. And if you are not doing that already, you need to tap in. Honestly, you need to get your digital product, whatever it is, if it's an ebook, if it's a course, if it's a master class, whatever you think that you can teach, go ahead and teach it, because you can capitalize off of your knowledge and you can monetize whatever platform it is that you're sharing this information on.
Yes, and like she was saying, you can go to college and get it and take years, or you can get the ebook and take, the time that you put into it to get it and start, get to what you need to be doing, and also being able to teach that to others once you're able to, have success in that thing. So tap in, and take notes.
Yes, absolutely.
And so we've discussed the business part, but hey, she cannot leave here without telling us, what does she do to keep her well-being intact, to keep her, such a great, Francois, and vibrations and energy with all that she has going on, because we know that as entrepreneurs that can be stressful sometimes. So how do we relieve the stress? How do you keep this bigger?
So honestly, it's the way you start your day and the way you end your day. That's big time. And I have a morning routine and I have a night routine. And honestly, I don't care what I got on the table for that day. I am not skipping out on my morning routine or my night routine. So my morning routine, honestly, it keeps me grounded, and it basically, gets rid of all the stress, because the first thing that I do is I meditate. And I can meditate for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I've meditated for upwards of an hour and a half before.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I beat me, because I need to get to an hour and a half.
Yes, I know. But I don't recommend it. Honestly, I recommend do what you can do. If you could do 1 minute, do 1 minute. But at least try it and start implementing it, because meditation is a game changer. You have to have those moments of silence. You have to have those moments where you are receiving information, where you are getting, all the thoughts and everything that you need, and quieting out the noise, because it's noisy out here. Let's be real. You watching the news, you listening to your spouse, your kids are screaming, all of this stuff. How can you even, have time to yourself, or how can you even hear your own thoughts with everything else going around in your external environment? So that's why I'll always start my day, because it helps me start my day in control. Honestly, I feel in control because I start my day specifically doing the things that I need to do. I don't just, wake up, right, exactly. It has to be controlled. So after I meditate, and I meditate for about 5 minutes, I don't go overboard daily. So I meditate for 5 minutes, and since I'm already quiet, I'm in a lotus position where my legs are crossed and I have my palms out like this in the receiving position. since my eyes are already closed, after meditation, I just go right into visualization. And I just visualize my dream life. I visualize my goals. I visualize my day, like what my day's gonna look like. Okay, yeah, I got this podcast with Marquita. I got all this stuff going on, right? I visualize it, going well, being beautiful, and honestly, like my dream life too. Like I visualize my 3 kids in this beautiful mansion, and all these luxurious cars, or even vacations, right? Like I was looking at Maldives yesterday. I'm like, okay, yep, I need to start visualizing Maldives because that's where I want to go, right? That's my next, that's the target, right?
And
so
not to cut her off, but she went to Puerto Rico for about 2 weeks.
Yes.
And she's been visualizing some great things that I've seen this thing do here.
Yes, I know. And so I want to be at the point where I get to vacation every 6 weeks. Honestly, that's my goal. And so I am intentional about that. And I visualize it just being on a beautiful island, soaking in the sun and everything. So after I'm done visualizing, I dive right into affirmations. And my affirmations, I'm very intentional about my affirmations. I always start them with I am. So I say, I am creating generational wealth. I am a multimillionaire. I am a public speaker. Those are the things that I want in my life, right? I want more speaking engagements. I want to create generational wealth for my 3 kids. So I want to set them up.
Like this vibration here, the energy she's giving me is it's like filling me up. It's filling my heart up. Like I didn't even want to cry because she said things that I affirm in my life, and I just know that she's gonna get these things in her life. Like,
and I know you're gonna get them too because we doing the work. We doing the work. If you're not out here affirming your life like you said, if you're not out here speaking it into existence, then how do you expect it to come?
Exactly.
Yeah, so I always do affirmations. After affirmations, I go right into prayer mode. And I pray for about 5 minutes. And I go down the list. I pray for all of my loved ones. I speak out their names. I speak it out loud.
Wow.
And after my prayer, I go right into my devotional. So like every year I use a different devotional. Last year was about courage. This year is about motherhood. So I have a 365 prayer devotional for mothers, and I just go on to the date. So like today's the 19th. So I went on to March 19th and I just read the scripture in the little passage, and that was it. After that, I go right into journaling because journaling is very important. And I use a blue pen when I do it too. I'm just
Okay, you gotta tell us about why the blue pen.
Yeah, so like I've done research, and they say that that using a blue pen, writing with a blue pen, it stimulates creativity. Okay. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like your eyes or your thoughts or your mind or whatever. I don't know.
It
but
works, though.
Right. Yes. I mean, that's what I've heard.
You know it works.
Me, I just follow the rules.
Right.
Right. So if it says, like. I listen to a lot of Deepak Chopra, and he's real good, right?
Yes, we on a vibration here.
Yes, exactly. And so him and there's another Dr. Joe Dispenza. He's pretty good. I love him.
I was just listening to him yesterday.
Oh, girl, yes, I love him so much.
See the vibration?
Exactly.
And then the thing is, when you're doing the work, you literally will attract people who are on that same alignment as you are in your life. So just start doing the work.
Yes, exactly. That's why we've attracted each other. Yes. That's why we are here in person together right now, because we are like-minded individuals and we are on the same wavelength, me and her.
Yes, because you get energy from people, and when she's just talking, it's like it's filling me up, and I feel this energy. Like within, y'all might think I'm playing, but I'm for real. Like it just feels good. It feels good energy. Good vibrations because. I'm doing these same things that she's talking about and have done, and I'm knowing that she's doing these things in her life, and I'm seeing the things that she's posting in her successes, and I'm just knowing like, wow, like an amazement, so. Yes. Yeah, so please tap in.
Exactly, tap in. So with the morning routine, that's pretty much it. After I'm done journaling, that's pretty much it. Sometimes I try to incorporate exercise into it, and I'm just gonna be honest, I have consistency issues with exercise. Right. So sometimes I'll do a challenge where I'll do like either burpees or I'll do the push-ups and stuff like that, just to get a little bit of exercise in. And sometimes I go hard and I just go straight to the gym. So it just depends on, on life, honestly. Yes. And then my night routine is like anything can happen during the day, but when it comes to the night routine, you have to pretty much start your night in control, because the last things that you listen to or hear or see have an impression on your mind before you go to bed. So you don't want to be watching negative news, people being murdered and kidnapped and all that stuff, and then you go to bed and you thinking about those traumas. Exactly.
You had a scary dream.
Exactly. So and I got this from Deepak Chopra. He said if you don't meditate at night, you need to start. And I said, okay, Deepak, you don't gotta tell me nothing else.
Because I didn't get that one when he said that.
Yes.
I didn't get that one.
Yes.
But you know what? I actually kind of do that. To go to sleep.
Yes.
I do my deep breaths. So
right.
I think it's a form of meditation.
I know, and I love that the deep breathing exercises too. So for the night, this is what I do. The first thing that I do is I take inventory of my day and I just evaluate my day. So I have a planner that I operate out of, and I go to that page of the day and I look at everything that I wrote hour by hour, honestly. So it starts it's an hourly planner, so it starts at 5 a.m. and it goes down to 9 p.m. So 9 p.m. is when I start my night routine. But every single one of those hours I had something there, right? So like, call with Marquita, this meeting, or I have to go to the post office, all these things that I have to do, right? So I look and see if I did it. If I did it, then I put a check mark by it. If I didn't do it, then I put an X by it. And then I turn over to the next day, and then whatever I have an X, I roll it over for the next day because I didn't get an opportunity to do it. So now I'm planning my day for tomorrow. So I just fill in my hours. Okay, I have 4 calls booked. I have all these errands to run, all this stuff. And then once my day is done, I just reflect. I'm like, okay, well, what am I grateful for today? I'm grateful because, I got to, spend time with my dad and take him to lunch. Or, I'm grateful that I was able to do all these things. Once I'm done with that, then I go into meditation, 5 minutes, I'm done, time to go to bed.
Start the day again.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that rundown, because I hope you took notes, and start implementing some of these things in your life. You don't have to do everything that she does, but hey, what she is doing is very, very, impactful on your life, and I say some of those things on this channel here, and you watch previous videos. So just take notes and start doing some of them. Like, hey, why not?
Right.
Because this young lady is going places, honey. And she is in places. I'm gonna tell you that she's doing things now, as you've heard. So, and she's just gonna continue to excel in life. I affirm that over her life today.
Thank you.
And so, you're welcome. So, with that being said, what would you say to someone out there that haven't got started, but or don't know what their purpose is, don't know which way to go? What would you say to that person that's feeling confused about themselves right now in life?
Honestly, I would tell them to write a letter to their future self. Honestly, like, who is it that you are right now, and who is it that you want to be? Because if you are confused, if you are not in a position that you want to be in right now, if you are not in a place that you want to be in right now, you need to know where you're going. So you have to write a letter to that future man or woman so that you can get clarity in your direction. Because like, the destination could be 2-3 years down the line, but there's a pathway from now until then, and so you have to get on that pathway. But first, you need to figure out the destination. You need to figure out who you want to be, what path you want to go down. So definitely. And another thing is just to, you know, just to take account of who you are today. So if there's things that you do that you don't like, you have to accept it and then, you know, move forward from that. So let's say that one thing is, like, if you take a quick inventory and say, hey, what are the things I need to work on? 1, procrastination, 2, not exercising, 3, not eating healthy. And so what is the opposite of that? Is you're actually taking action and not procrastinating. You're eating healthier meals. So let's say you cut out meat or you cut out dairy, and you are exercising now. Let's say that you know, just go for a simple walk 30 minutes a day. So you have to basically evaluate what your present state is so that you can make that leap into that new state that you want to be in.
Powerful. I love that. Like, write to your future self. So I know a lot of people write to them, you know, their younger selves, but that's powerful. So get the writing.
Yeah.
Get the writing so you can get some clarity, you know, where you want to see yourself. And so with that being said, you got to tell people how to find you, your social media handle, which will be in the description box below. So hey, no, it's gonna be there too, but she's gonna tell you.
Yes. So on Instagram, you can find me at I am Christina Ivette, and Yvette is Ivette. You can find me at I am Christina Ivette on Facebook, Christina Ivette, and on YouTube, my channel is 7 Ways to Wealth. So, and then you can also go to my website and you'll be able to get links to all those different platforms as well. So if you go to www.christinaivette.com, then you will be able to connect with me.
Well, thank you so much again for gracing us on the Pink Link podcast, Christina. Like, this has been definitely amazing.
I know, so phenomenal. I love this podcast. I absolutely love it. And I love you, Marquita. Thank you so much for having me.
You're so welcome. Like, I'm just filled with gratitude, you know, for her being out here, for all of you watching, tuning in, tapping in. And you know, I have to tell you that you are great in the life that you want, you create. So, you know, blessings on blessings to you all for tuning in, tapping in. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe to this video. And you got to support my girl here. You got to tap in. Like, she is just a blessing, you know. And she's dropped so many gems on you here today. So go support. It's only right. Like, it doesn't cost anything to go follow her and support, and then invest in yourself, which is major.
Yes.
So get to going. Bye-bye. Have a great one.
Bye.